All right, let's return to our earlier story, focusing on the firefighters, on the people who have responded to this incredible tragedy in the Joburg CBD this week. And he's been commended himself, Robert Mulaudzi, Emergency Services spokesperson, joining us now. Robert, thank you as always. Firstly, how are you feeling? Somebody tweeted that you said that you have never seen anything like this, and you've been in service for 23 years?
Yes, good afternoon, Francis, and afternoon to the viewers. Yes, I'm surviving. I've been in the service years for 23 years. However, I've never seen something like this before, and then I don't think that even my colleagues who I'm with in the service or who also attended to the incident also have seen this before. It's one of those devastating tragedies which we had to come across as the city of Johannesburg. It is indeed a sad week for us and also for the residents of the city of Johannesburg.
Yeah. I can only imagine, were you there when people were still trying to jump out of the building? Was it the aftermath, looking at the conditions in which they were living in? Was it all just horrible?
Yeah, it is. It's one of those buildings which have been hijacked or abandoned buildings where people decided to move in. Of course, the living conditions are not good. It doesn't have it doesn't meet the necessary requirements in terms of people living in those conditions. But however, as firefighters, when we are called, we have to go out there and do our best. And then I'm happy that myself and my colleagues in the emergency services, be it our paramedics from the Gauteng Medical Services, all the other security personnel were there, our colleagues from JMPD, and all officials who attended to the incident. I think as the emergency services personnel general, be it paramedics, security, JMPD, South African Police Service officials who were there, I think under the very difficult conditions, we did our best. We need to commend men and women in uniform for their extraordinary courage, their selfless service, and also, of course, their bravery, to recover 73 bodies or 74 bodies in a day. It's not an easy, operation, but I think we have done our best, and we need to commend all the officials who have attended to the incident.
Yeah, indeed, and I understand the sweeps of the building were continuing even yesterday. It's just been a hard, arduous task.
Yes, yesterday we had to go back again to try and shift the whole building with the assistance of the South African Police Service K9 unit. We had to go that and make sure, as Francis to say, we didn't want to leave, maybe if there's a body which might be trapped inside the building. So we had to go out there and shift the whole building, of which we did from the first floor to the fifth floor. And we were happy that we didn't manage to recover any other maybe body which might have been trapped inside the building. So we managed to hand over the building to South African Police Services. We know it's a crime scene, so the South African Police Service will be taking care of the building going forward.
Is it sad for you to see something like this that could have been prevented? Obviously, it's complicated. The lack of housing, urban migration, things that the politicians are talking about, but surely we could be doing better. I'm saying, is it really sad for you thinking that if things were dealt with differently, perhaps if we had stemmed the housing crisis, if we had gone back and ensured the eviction of these mafia-style landlords, this could have been prevented? Does that really pain you?
Yeah, I think the city manager, as he did alluded to the fact that from our side as the city, I think there will be pronouncements in terms of how do we move forward. I think he will be able to give, a clear direction to say what is going to happen going forward, because we know that that is not the only building which has been hijacked or abandoned. So I think that direction will be given by the city manager as and when he addresses the residents of the city to say, after this tragedy, how do we move on, to make sure that these kind of tragedies don't happen again.
Yeah. All right, before we let you go, I'd like to read out a tweet. This one from Masachaba Sefalaro, a former journalist now in communications, saying, Ntate Robert Mulaudzi not only understands the importance of his job, he's passionate about it. So this is about you, Mr. Mulaudzi. I've never met anyone more helpful, accommodative and kind. Realeboho, Ntate, there are very few like you. And I think that sentiment is shared amongst many journalists who have dealt with you. So, Robert, we don't want to embarrass you or put you on the spot, but just to say congratulations and thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you very much, Surantis and the team there. Of course, the journalists who continue to report on what is happening in the city. So I think from my side, it's more than a job, it's more of a calling. Yes, I do get paid every month, but for me, it's more of a calling, and I'm humbled by, that acknowledgement. I promise to do my best. Given a chance, I promise to do my best to the residents of the city of Johannesburg. Yeah,
we really appreciate it, and you have done so for more than 2 decades. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. That was Emergency Services spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi.